You know, did you see a story last week? There was a Walmart store somewhere in Ohio that put out bins for collection, and it asked Walmart customers to donate food. And you know who the food was going to? The workers at that Walmart store. They were taking up a collection to try to give food to the workers at Walmart to have a better Thanksgiving with their families. Because the amount of money they were making, they didn't have enough. Some of the Walmart workers did not have enough money to really have a Thanksgiving with their family. Yeah.
There's people that I babysit for, and the kid's dad, he works for, I think, Duke Energy. And their policy, they hire women first and men.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they hire.
For
if a
any
woman-
job?
Yeah, if a woman
Really?
puts and comes in for a job and a man applies for the same job, they give it to a woman.
Huh. I have a hard time. I won't say that. Sorry. The bad side was coming out at me again. I won't say anything sexist or inappropriate this time.
Wouldn't they have to be of equal skill because if the guy's
I don't know.
a lot better?
Depends on what kind of affirmative action laws Duke Energy is going by if they have their own system. And I wonder at what point they're going to get sued by some man for discrimination.
And like the girl doesn't know what she's doing, but she's stupid.
Right. I would imagine it would be based on if it's two people of equal, a fairly equal skill. But we're worried about communism. 1917, it takes over Russia. It's a violent overthrow. We have to worry about the loyalty of the people that are here. Hey, Russian immigrant that came to America in 1900 when you were ruled by Tsar Nicholas II, your country is now communist. Are you going to support America, the country where you now live? Or are you going to support Russia, which is now a communist, the country from where you came? Where do your loyalties lie? To the country that you're living in now, or the country that you came from? So we're really concerned about communism, and we have this fear that they're going to overthrow the government. Karl Marx in the Communist Manifesto, there's Karl Marx. Karl Marx in the Communist Manifesto said that there would be a worldwide workers' revolution. That you people working in my factory for $10 an hour, and the people in the factory down the road making $8 an hour, and the workers in this factory and the workers in that business, that at some point all the workers would get tired of a system that made me rich and kept you average, and unite together and overthrow people like me so that you could more equally share in the money and the profits. So we're worried about this. And somebody mentioned the word red is forever associated with communism. There was even that point sometime in the 50s that people told the Cincinnati Reds, you need to change your name. You can't be Reds. You can't be a team named after communism. That's not right. So that's the fear that we have. Now what this leads to, political cartoon. What's the point? The person who drew this cartoon, what message are they trying to send to you, the reader? Yeah.
Communism could lead to, like it could spread and lead to overthrowing monarchy, stuff like that.
Monarchy. I mean, anarchy, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so communism could spread. Why put anarchy in flames? Why use fire to represent anarchy? Yeah.
Fire spreads fast.
Okay, fire spreads fast. What else? Is that what you were going to say? And fire destroys, right? Fire is destructive. Now you can see here on the knife, right? It's hard to tell, but the word Bolshevism, which is Lenin and his followers, the communists. Why put the word Bolshevism on the blade of the knife? What image are they trying to put into your head here? Zach, think about John what he wants to play. Yeah.
I'm assuming it means that they are trying to, they will attack you if you don't really follow them.
Okay. They will attack you unless you believe what they believe. Yes.
Communism kills.
Communism kills. This is a violent, right? The person who drew this cartoon wants people in America to associate communism with violence. Something to be afraid of. something to be scared of. Now here's some definitions. You don't have to write these down. I just put them up here. You know, these terms get thrown out there: anarchy, lawlessness, disorder due to absence of government authority, Bolshevism, the Bolsheviks, which are Vladimir Lenin's followers, advocating the overthrow of capitalism, which is America's system. So you combine all this together and you get what's known as the Red Scare. After World War I, the United States, we went through what was known as the Red Scare, 1919 to 1920, and it's this fear of communist expansion. The Attorney General at the time, A. Mitchell Palmer, investigates and spies on Russian immigrants. By the time it's over, a little over 500 Russians have been rounded up and shipped back to Russia because we thought that they were anti-American and we thought they were communists. So we rounded up 500 Russians and sent them back. Now I want you to remember this, because when we get to the packet on the 1950s, we're going to talk about the Red Scare all over again. It's the exact same thing in the 1950s. So what I'll do is look at. So based on this, can you answer this question? Question? Good, Conan. Yeah. Everybody know what the answer is? Of course it is. Anybody? C, the fear of communist expansion. Red equals communism. We're all familiar with the KKK. We've heard of this organization. We know the basic history of the KKK, a white supremacist organization founded in the South after the Civil War, during the era of Reconstruction. The idea of the KKK is to make sure that the freed slaves are kept in their place socially, and they use violence and intimidation to control them. The KKK disappears basically by about the 1880s, early 1890s. They're still around, but their activity drops off, membership declines, and they're really not all that popular of a group that people want to associate with. In the 1920s, with all these, dangerous foreigners coming to America, the KKK is kind of reborn. Once again, because they're a very public organization with big parades and rallies and stuff like that. And they've changed their target. Besides African Americans now, the KKK will go after immigrants, Jews, Roman Catholics, basically anybody who was not a WASP. If you were not a WASP, you were a target of the KKK. And if you would have asked the members of the KKK back then, what are you doing? This is what they would have said. Somebody's got to protect America from the influence of foreigners. If the government ain't going to do it, and if other people ain't going to do it, if they ain't going to protect America from the foreigners, we will. They felt as if their actions were noble and true and right because they were protecting or guarding American culture from the influence of foreigners. So, any questions about anything we've done today? Alright, so here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow, you will be here, but I will not be here. I know, you'll miss me. You won't admit it, but you'll miss me. So, I will leave you tomorrow, Mr. Art. So, she will be given the following instructions. Number one, she will be told to collect this paper from you at the beginning of class. This is an expanded activity on the Red Scare, goes into a lot more detail than what was in class today. And then there's a multiple choice questions and stuff. And, you know, your English teacher, Mrs. Suttermeyer, will be happy with this assignment because it's kind of like a reading / history, thing, so.